Thank you all for coming and meeting with us in reference to this very important topic that's concerning our community right now with 4 dangerous youth that are now back in our communities after their escape from the juvenile justice facility. So Saturday night, the Juvenile Crime Task Force had officers working. We responded to the call for service that they placed into our Department of Emergency Communications Center, and we're on scene within a matter of just a couple of minutes after them placing that call. However, we know now that that call was severely delayed prior to the juveniles actually escaping, approximately 35 minutes between their escape and us being notified. So we were looking at least a 35 to 40-minute window before we arrived on scene, giving them a huge window to make their escape back into our community. We are very involved in trying to get these youth back off of our streets and back into the custody of the Juvenile Justice Center. So we have learned a lot in the last couple of days. Our investigation is extremely active. We have not run into any dead ends yet. We are constantly pursuing very active leads. No one is sitting around waiting for a call for service or waiting for information to come in. We have more than enough information to go around and leads to pursue currently. Currently, our information shows that these youth more than likely had some assistance once they were outside of the Juvenile Justice Center, and we are following up on those leads. The Juvenile Crimes Task Force, being in service now almost 2 years, has had exposure with all 4 of the youth who escaped. So we are familiar with them and their associates. So we are investigating thoroughly into the youth, their associates, and their family. We have made numerous visits to all their known locations and their associates' locations, and we will be continuing to speak with any individuals who know them. But our investigation shows at this point they had assistance. So we're asking for anyone in our communities that know where these extremely dangerous youth are to call us. Call our Emergency Communications Center, call our Crime Stoppers tip. You can remain completely anonymous and get cash for that information. But we know that these 4 youth are not in our communities, out in the streets right now. They're being helped. They are inside a residence somewhere being helped. And it is against the law to harbor these very dangerous youth who are still in our streets. So we will be continuing nonstop to get these youth back into the custody of the Juvenile Justice Center. Currently, the Juvenile Crime Task Force has been split up into 2 different separate teams, so that way we can maximize our coverage, almost operating on a 24-hour basis. And we will continue to do that until we have all 4 of these youth back into custody. We're currently partnering with our Youth Services Division, who's headed by Captain Whiter, and also our gang detective investigators are assisting us in trying to capture these 4 youth. I'm going to turn it over to Captain Widener before we do any questions he might actually ask or answer any questions you might have.